I had a major failure today. And this inverter, which is a Connex SW, is pretty much toast. It is a split phase. It'll produce 120 or 240 volts, 3.5 kilowatts, and it welded its relays on the input from the generator today. This box down here, circuit breaker, comes from the generator, and that is the slave inverter, and then the master inverter. And this one, the transfer switch is halfway welded over, but it at least is still functioning. So I've still got 120 or 240 volts. Power's still being produced off the solar panels right now, but it is nasty outside. Really bad. So not only is this powering, okay, this inverter, but it's still putting, oh, let's see here, 325 watts or so into the batteries, plus running everything. Refrigerator, freezers, central heat, all of the rest of that. So what I'm going to do is I've got to pull all the wiring out on this from this box and unhook everything and get it over here, clean off my bench, get it over here and tear it apart and see what I can do. Schneider Electric. Okay, these are only 2 years old, brand new production, or I bought them 2 years ago. They were from brand new production. Says they no longer will support them, that I buy the XW. Well, I won't buy Schneider anymore. Victron, if I have to replace these, you know, and there's between both of these inverters and all the stuff, just for these, the support for these inverters was almost $5,000. I won't redo that again. Shame on, you know, them first time. Shame on me second time. Okay. As should be no power to this. There is not. So all the circuit breakers for the slave inverter has been removed. Turned off. Still trying to figure out how this actually happened. Really, something happened between the generator and circuit breaker box down below here. And the relays on these inverters, which is a transfer switch, it's a 30 amp transfer switch between either generator or grid tie. In this case, it's the generator. That's right, this one goes all the way back over. So that one's not going to be fun. This is not powering, the wind turbine is not hooked up right now, so that's not powered up. But that disconnects the circuit. And okay, got the cap off of the 24 volt DC supply. And now, since this is a long feed, none of this stuff on this wall is just kind of Frankenstein and grew. And then the weather got really bad and I haven't had an opportunity to be able to take stuff out and do anything. Clean this up, get the wires run cleanly, all of that type of stuff. Now, this positive wire, the circuit breaker to it is off, but you know, I just don't trust it. trust thing. So in the short term, I am going to put a glove on it. Bring it over here. It's giving me the finger. That one I'll take off later. So all the circuit breakers down here are done. Are off. Part of the problem is the way these inverters were cascaded together. So this one provided the main power, and when it got to 60% of what it could produce, it would then turn this one on and bring that up, sync it with both of them at 240 volts, and then it would go until it didn't need that much power, and then it would put this one back in sleep mode. So there was still AC power live on that going in from the circuit breaker box where they both feed into the main. So at some point in time I've got to turn this off and then turn off the second circuit breaker box or breaker right there, and those are 250 amp DC circuit breakers, 24 volts, so that I can safely continue taking this apart, the AC part for the wire from the generator going in and the AC wiring going out into the circuit breaker. While I don't have my inverters to run washer and dryer, dryer is a 240 volt dryer. I've got to do some bypass and run the generator straight to this so that I can power and dry the clothes that I put in there when all this happened. So, just another fun and exciting issue here on the Northern California part of this homestead. There's a little Molly Ann. Okay, all the AC power is off. DC circuit breakers are off. To the inverters. Now the telemetry, all the flashy lights and all that stuff is all part of the telemetry for watching everything. But so now what I've got to do is I've got to take this set of wires right here out, common the ground and 2 hots, which go to this inverter. Get that out of there, and then rewire for transfer, or so the generator will run straight through so I can at least get my clothes dried, and then rewire this back just for this one inverter. So that's kind of where we're at right now. It is getting with the program. So the generator I got up and going now, and it's wired in from there into the box there. And here, seriously Frankenstein now. Okay, power. So even with the storm going, it's still producing, what is that? 574 watts off the solar. So I have everything kind of bypassed and very dangerous. But as soon as the clothes is dried, then at that point in time, I can make that all safe again. Okay. Make sure. Oh, I hear the clothes dryer going, or I think I do. Yes, it's going. 43 minutes left to go, so it is at least doing something.